Hi guys, I'm Matt from UKhammocks. Just want to take a little look at another company that I'm like a huge advocate of, and that's Sepuh Crafts. It's a friend of mine, Keong. Basically, he's heading out into the jungle, meeting up with the tribesmen, and he's having traditional tools made that he's making for sale for the wider community. There's a couple of examples of his work here. You've got my main parang, which is around about an 11-inch blade. It's quite a thin profile blade. For those of you that are quite familiar with parangs, you'll look at this as being quite a thin blade. This is fantastic. It's such a flicky blade. It's great for trekking, jungle trekking, and I use it as my sole main tool here in the UK and out in the Eastern Woodland. I wouldn't really be without any other tool. Obviously some people are quite used to carrying things like small forest axe or the standard kind of woodlaw bushcraft knife. You know, the kind of camping I do, I'm not really felling big trees, and although the bushcraft knives do have a great place, and there's obviously an awful lot of documentation on these two as being used. Raymond uses them obviously, and that kind of series of videos was pushed, and you find a lot of people carrying these items, and also maybe a Laplander saw as well as their kind of bushcraft kit. You know, whatever suits you is kind of my term on that. But for me personally, using a parang and possibly a small neck knife, I've got absolutely no need for anything else. The type of camping I'm doing, I'm coming into an area, I'm possibly cleaning some brash out of the way so that I can pop my hammock up. Well, if there's any tool that was designed for clearing brash out of the way, that was it. If I am removing limbs, small trees maybe that are in the way of setups, collecting firewood, you know, again, we're not cutting trees down, we're collecting, you know, dead standing wood here. And there's nothing that a parang can't do. You know, these are designed for cutting things like the knee-bong palm, which is like steel in comparison to anything we have here in the UK. So other things we've got, obviously these are all coming with the traditional wooden sheaths. There's some knotwork here that I've done myself, and a small kind of belt piece that's just made out of a piece of paracord, and that's all you'd kind of use with that. Here is another parang from Keong. This is my friend Mark's, which is obviously a smaller blade, but again perfectly adequate for what we're doing here within the UK and throughout Europe. And again, you know, I know that Mark would carry this tool and a small neck knife as his staple kind of tool for being out in the woods. This is a carving knife, and for the life of me I can't remember what it's called, so I do apologise, Keong. These were designed, they're left slightly long, obviously the same style wooden sheath that you get with the parangs, but you're holding it underneath your arm, and it's a carving tool, and it's used for, you know, the intricate carving. And this as a set would be, you know, pretty much everything that was taken into the jungle for creating things like your sheaths. You know, they're all carved with these kind of traditional style tools. All the blades are usually old Land Rover leaf springs, something like that, and they take a wonderful edge. These are just phenomenal carving tools, and that kind of extended handle really does make a big difference in leverage and stability of the blade as well. The last thing is the traditional fire piston kits. Now these are held within these beautiful woven basketry tops. Inside you get 3 items. There's the actual plunger of the piston, the cylinder, and then there's your tinderbox, which is a small piece of bamboo. Now to use these, the actual gasket's made of terap, which is a bark from the terap tree, and what you do is you moisten that with your saliva. You then push it up into a gasket shape, and I've got some in-depth photographs that you can kind of see. In the end it's hollowed out, and that's where we would put our tinder. In this case it is a palm, and the fluff from inside a palm tree. Here in the top there's some more terap bark there, and you can just see that the fluff of the tinder inside. We've just done this, and Mark got an ember quicker than I can get it with a rose mountain fire piston, so they're extremely efficient tools, beautifully made, and there's not a single piece of, you know, modern technology in this. Everything here is hand carved, there's nothing, there's no rubber gaskets, there's no screws in the end with cross heads on for putting your tinder in. Just beautifully made pieces of traditional equipment. And again, it's enclosed in just a wonderful little basket here, which is just, you know, very pretty, very well done, and extremely functional. So that's just the kind of stuff you can get from Sepuh Crafts. Keong is a wonderfully knowledgeable guy. He knows an awful lot about his environment he's dealing with. So check out his website. It's certainly worth looking at if you're into the kind of more traditional crafts. If you may be looking at going over to Borneo on expedition, maybe you've booked on a wood smoke course, and you're looking at getting a parang for your trip. Obviously there is parangs that are available in the UK. Ben Orford's making a selection of parangs now. But for me, for my money, you know, I would certainly go for a traditional made tool. Apart from that, I'm supporting these kind of traditional tribesmen, and I don't think you could get anywhere close to the beauty and the functionality of a tool that's made out of tropical hardwoods that are at home in that environment. So there you go. So that's kind of my little view on you know, usage of parangs and, you know, their appropriateness within in the UK woodland. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'll catch you in another video. Take care.